and welcome to Something Witchy, a Sabrina the Teenage Witch rewatch podcast. I'm Laura Cotter.
And I'm Sky Orchard.
And we are on Halloween episode in July. Happy Halloween in July.
You know, now that the 4th is over, it is technically Halloween season.
Oh, you're one of those people where it just it starts now?
I mean, spooky season can be all year in your heart if you keep it there.
Fair enough, Sky. Fair enough.
I mean, mid-June, Michael's already had their Halloween collection out, so just saying.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I need to get on it. I got so much Halloween decor. I think it was 2 years ago from Michael's, and I cannot buy any new Halloween anything for a very long time.
The pink Halloween is still very in the Michael's world if you don't get any pink Halloween, though.
No, I have a very pastel Halloween, like light pinks and purples and greens. That's my aesthetic. Girly spooky. Okay, before we get into the episode, there's a little tidbit of trivia for this one. So the same night that this episode aired, Melissa Joan Hart appeared as Sabrina on a Boy Meets World episode called The Witches of Pembroke, which, side note, Candace Cameron Bure plays a witch in that episode, like an actual real witch in that episode who tries to sacrifice Sean and his brother Jack.
The crap?
You need to watch it.
In Boy Meets World?
You need to watch it. And it's really funny that she played that because now she is extremely, extremely Christian. And she's even spoken about how she would not do anything like that now in her life. So anyway, so the very, very end, in the end tag, Sabrina appears because she's on a date with Eric Matthews, who's Corey's older brother. Sabrina's 17, Eric is 20 and in college and lives in Philadelphia. There's like a joke that he makes because after they deal with the witches that tried to sacrifice Sean and Jack, they needed the balcony of that apartment for the ritual for some reason. And so Eric makes a comment like, because Sabrina's like, oh, I love your balcony. And he's like, you're not a witch, are you? And she's like, don't be silly, witches don't exist or something like that. But there's no explanation for how did she meet Eric? Why is she on a date with a college person? Why is she in Philadelphia? There's no explanation for any of that in either show. And it's very much like that random Clueless cameo that we had last season where she just pops up to promote her episode, I guess.
Interesting.
It's a ridiculous episode, but it's a fun episode. If you want to watch it with Jill, it's a good one. Okay, I have an easy question for you this week. What's your favorite Halloween candy?
Oh, gosh.
Oh, is it not easy for you?
I don't necessarily think I have a favorite Halloween candy, actually.
What?
The only time I'm like, I must get to the store is for those frickin' Starburst jelly beans every spring. But like Halloween, I don't know.
What about like when you were a kid, like and you go trick-or-treating? Like what was the thing that you would pick out of your bag first to eat?
You see, you expect me to have memories of my childhood.
You know, you could lie and just pick a candy and I would never know.
The pumpkin Reese's cups. They're pumpkin shaped.
That is the correct answer for what is your favorite Halloween candy. That is my favorite Halloween candy. In fact, I saw an Instagram reel this week that was like, I don't recognize the 4th of July as an actual holiday because there's no special shaped Reese's for it.
True.
And I'm like, that is a valid point. But there's also no Reese's shaped Thanksgiving. And I would eat the heck out of a Reese's turkey, though.
I think you could argue that Reese's does celebrate Pie Day because they're normally just circles.
I will accept that.
Perfect. Reese's is pro Pie Day.
Okay, so this episode, it is titled A River of Candy Corn Runs Through It, a nod to A River Runs Through It, the book, and I think movie. Our TV guide description. Valerie announces an unplanned Halloween party at Sabrina's, who decides to whip one up and has to deal with her aunt's talking furniture. Paramount Plus description is Halloween is a scary night indeed when Sabrina and her aunts try to throw a normal party. It's a toss-up. I don't know if there's one I like better out of those two. You can't shrug on a podcast, Sky.
Watch me. It's tit for tat.
It originally aired on Halloween in 1997. Directed by Gary Halverson, writer Frank Conniff, Sky's favorite.
Rudy. It's fine. It's Halloween, and Halloween's supposed to be spooky.
We had some guest stars. So first is the 10,000 Maniacs. They are an American alternative rock band founded in 1981 by Dennis Drew on keyboard, Stephen Gustafson on bass, Chet Cardinal on drums, Robert Buck on guitar, And Buck's ex-wife, Terry Newhouse's vocals at first, but then Natalie Merchant, who was 17 at the time, came on to do some vocals. Eventually, we got some other people joining, some other people leaving. So their first name in 1981 was Still Life. Then they changed their name to Burn Victims. Which is a terrible name for a band. And then they changed it to 10,000 Maniacs, inspired by the 1964 low-budget horror movie 2,000 Maniacs. So they went 8,000 more than that.
Interesting names for the type of music.
Oh, yeah.
At least I experienced watching that episode.
Do you not know 10,000 Maniacs songs?
I do not.
I don't blame you for not necessarily knowing the one that they sang there, but I bet you if you listen to These Are the Days, that's a Natalie Merchant one that you probably recognize.
These are the days. These are the days you'll remember.
Oh my gosh, I thought that was a YouTube video starting. That startled me.
You're welcome.
All right, then we have Scott Sveslowski as Asher, and he's actually credited as Scott Tyler Russell. He was in Sweet Valley High and Hang Time. We have David O'Donnell returning as Ramage from the previous episode. Howard S. Miller as a termite. There's 2 termites, but I only have credits for one because I guess only one of them spoke. He is in Liar Liar, Justified, Criminal Minds, Gilmore Girls, and The West Wing. Ellen Albertini Dow is the old lady. She is from The Wedding Singer, Wedding Crashers, New Girl, Hannah Montana, The Clueless TV series, Sister Sister, and Family Matters. She passed away on May 4th, 2015. Richard Horvitz is the smaller chair. He is a voice actor who's done a bunch of work, including for things like Elena of Avalor, Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, Brandy and Mr. Whiskers, Invader Zim, and The Angry Beavers, which Nick Bakay is also a voice on The Angry Beavers. Daniel Hagen is the Couch. He is also from Criminal Minds, NCIS, Charmed, Buffy, and Diagnosis Murder. And lastly, we have Beverly Sanders as the other chair, the lady chair looking chair. The weird chair with lips. She is also from Entourage, Veronica Mars, Charmed, Baywatch, Night Court, and Full House. What were your overall thoughts on this episode, Sky?
It was fun. It was a fun little Halloween episode. There were a lot of funny lines that I don't think I captured writing all of them down because they were just so quick to go past. But no, I really liked it. It was a good spooky one to bring Halloween into our hearts this July.
I really like it. There's one bit of it that I don't enjoy, which we'll get into later, but it's a very classic Sabrina episode. We have magical hijinks happening in front of mortals while she's trying to be a normal teenager, and the ants are helping but not really helping. It all works out for the better in the end. Okay, let's start with our cold open. Hilda and Zelda are getting ready for new living room furniture to be delivered. They're looking forward to a quiet Halloween this year. And Sabrina is excited that she doesn't have to go see her relatives, which she just saw Amanda, so don't blame you, girl.
Justified.
Instead, they'll just rent some movies, make some candy corn, and listen to Jim Neighbors, aka Gomer Pyle. And I looked up, most of his songs are religious songs, which I thought was an interesting choice for witches. There were like some Christmas songs, and I guess that's what it was referring to. Sabrina clarifies that he won't actually be there because she doesn't want him at the house again, which just made me wonder, what the heck did Gomer Pyle do last time he was in their house? Suddenly a voice yells out, "Delivery!" and the new furniture gets dropped into the middle of the room.
I was very offended by this furniture. I was like, this furniture does not match the carpets or the room. How dare they get rid of the furniture?
The furniture is ugly. It doesn't match either ant style. It's bad furniture all around. Salem, meanwhile, is immediately up on the new couch, needing it and saying that he needs to mark some territory. Oh, Salem. We get an outfit intro, which is her witch outfit, which is the same outfit intro as the pilot, where she says, "This is so not me." We've seen this one. I think we've seen this one actually twice because I think they did this outfit intro for Sabrina Gets Her License Part 2.
Yeah, they did during one of those license ones.
So we're getting a little lazy on the outfit intros. We will see if they do it again for next Halloween. I think we still have outfit intros for next season.
Wait, they go away?
Yeah. We have 3 different sets of opening credits.
Okay.
At least 3. Well, there's different pictures that change out, but it's like the same setup, I think, for the last version. Valerie is freaking out over cute boys again and wondering how to get Asher to talk to her. And Asher looks 35.
And just based on what we know of Valerie so far, I feel like I'm gonna need like a spreadsheet and a tracker about all these different boys' names she keeps dropping, because I feel like this is like 20.
I'm starting to figure out that this is maybe where my irritation with Valerie is coming from, because I don't remember being so annoyed with her as a kid. I actually preferred Valerie to Jenny, I think, as a kid. I know. As an adult, I'm realizing they just gave Valerie no personality beyond I need a boyfriend. And as a preteen girl, that was basically my personality. So I related. As an adult, I'm finding it incredibly hard to like Valerie.
Yeah.
She's not well-rounded at this point. I'm hoping that changes soon, but it's just very one-dimensional. Every episode, she's complaining about her love life or lack thereof. On cue, Libby walks up and invites Asher to her Halloween party without freaks. Valerie gets an idea when Sabrina walks away and loudly announces to Harvey that Sabrina is having a Halloween party this year. Other students gather around, like they hear the word party and it's just like party. It's like just, okay.
Mob mentality.
Like the seagulls in Finding Nemo. Mine. Anyway, other students gather around and Libby makes fun of it. Valerie yells that Sabrina's party will be better and make Libby's look like a civil service exam. Harvey is confused because Sabrina swore she'd never have a party, and Valerie suddenly looks concerned at volunteering her friend for this. Harvey congratulates Sabrina on her party in the cafeteria, and kids swarm around again to get details. Valerie grabs Sabrina and apologizes for volunteering her, but Valerie can't have it at her house. Sabrina tells Valerie she has to stop it, but Ramage, I think, who also looks like he's in his 30s, asks about it, and Valerie gets flustered. Sabrina decides to save her because Sabrina's a good friend, despite maybe Sky's concerns last episode that Sabrina was not a good friend, and offers that she has to ask her aunts first. Sabrina's a better friend than I am. I would have been like, hell no, girl. You got yourself into this. You dig yourself out.
Sabrina can be a good friend and also be less of a good friend at a moment in a previous episode.
That's fair. We all have our good and bad friend points.
She's like an onion. She has layers.
So back home, the aunts say yes, much to Sabrina's disappointment. They're excited for her and promise that no witchy stuff will happen as they stir a smoking cauldron. Sabrina starts to warm up to the idea of being normal for a night.
Note to the appropriate use of a cauldron, Sabrina. Thank you.
I think way back when we first started and you were complaining about the tiny cauldron, I knew that this scene was going to come eventually, and I was very excited for you. Sabrina is decorating as Salem eats Cheetos. So my parents' last cat, whose name was Remy, that cat was a fiend for all food. Like, did not matter. She just wanted to eat whatever food you were eating. And she particularly loved corn on the cob and Cheetos. And she would lick the Cheetos until all the cheese dust was off and then just leave behind like the corn chip part of the Cheeto.
It's puffed corn.
Yeah, you could not eat a Cheeto in that house without that cat showing up demanding to be given some in sacrifice.
Oh, Remy. Such a sweet, sweet kitty.
I don't know of anybody who would describe Remy as sweet, but I'm glad that you did.
She had personality.
She had a very large personality. The phone rings and it's Harvey. He can't come to her party. He has to take his little brother trick-or-treating. And in the background, we find that Harvey is a New England Patriots fan.
Seems appropriate for being in the New England area.
Sabrina is bummed because Harvey was the only guy that she confirmed was coming. They hear voices coming from the front room, and Sabrina goes to see what it is while Hilda adds MSG to the candy corn. Then the aunts hear Sabrina scream. The furniture is talking. The couch and one chair are married, and our parents to the other chair, apparently. And the wife chair says, "Could you be nice to the new owners for a change?" implying that this isn't used furniture. The aunts didn't even get new furniture. Hilda and Zelda must have accidentally bought talking furniture, which is just furniture that talks, not humans that got turned into furniture.
Salem has a great line of like, what, you think that's normal?
Why would you think that?
Yeah, why would you think that?
Sabrina begs the aunts to zap the furniture back for the party, but Zelda is unable to do so. They put it on a credit card, which they share a credit card. Like, I know they live in the same house. You don't need to share a credit card. That's weird. They put it on their credit card and can't zap the furniture away until it's paid off. So Hilda and Zelda go to the other realm to return it in person. Hilda and Zelda get to the other realm, but the store is closed. Everything in the other realm is closed on Halloween except Denny's. And I love the thought of Denny's existing, being owned by witches and existing in the other realm.
Quite the franchise system.
I know, right? The furniture is criticizing Sabrina's decorations, and the couch is allergic to cats.
Finally, something whose life is more pathetic than mine, says Salem.
The ants return and tell Sabrina the bad news. Sabrina whines that this will ruin her party. Zelda says they can move them to the basement for the party.
And that they once kept a Viking down there who may or may not have been released and or alive. Who knows?
Totally blaming that one on Hilda.
Yeah. We don't get to see the basement, which made me very sad. I thought we'd get basement and maybe a Viking skeleton.
Oh, quick sidebar, because we had a couple of polls on our Instagram the past couple of weeks. So number one, I put up images of the Madame Epidermis facial that you thought was creepy, and then Cassandra from Doctor Who. And everybody agrees with me that Cassandra from Doctor Who is the creepier of the two things. So you lose that.
Y'all are crazy. Y'all are 10,000 maniacs.
Number two, I put up the who do you think fought for the Confederacy in the Civil War? It was overwhelmingly, but not unanimously, for Hilda. There were a couple people who said Zelda, and I really want to know, if you're one of the people who said Zelda, I'd love to hear your reasoning behind that, because most everybody else was like, oh no, Hilda's a sociopath. She's for sure on the side of the Confederacy. Back to this episode. So they move the striped chair down to the basement, but then bring it back up immediately as it is screaming. They have termites, other realm termites. Talking furniture apparently attracts them. Sabrina freaks out some more, and the doorbell rings. The party is starting. The ants will think of something while Sabrina gets the door. In comes Valerie in a duck costume, and at this point, I typed Jenny and wrote R.I.P. Jenny.
No.
Because my brain was like, oh, I want Jenny back. They hear, I don't want to die, and Sabrina covers by saying it's her aunt.
And that the aunt is having a midlife crisis, to which Valerie helpfully chimes in that her dad had one of those and he bought a red car.
Sabrina sends Valerie to the kitchen to fill bowls with pretzels and runs to check on her aunts. Never mind that there is a smoking cauldron in the kitchen that Valerie will absolutely see. Harvey is trick-or-treating with a bunch of kids that mob an old woman for her candy. She smacks Harvey with her bag of candy when he asks for a donation for UNICEF. The aunts, Sabrina, and the furniture are back in the living room trying to come up with a solution. The termites are confined to the basement. They'll feed them their old furniture to hold them off. Sabrina gives the furniture a talk to behave, but can't bring herself to actually talk to furniture. The doorbell rings again and Salem takes over, threatening to cut them if they misbehave. The furniture whimpers. Sabrina lets in a group of kids, including a guy that is definitely at least 38. And Valerie comes out to discover she's the only one in costume. She runs to hide in Sabrina's room.
While she's coming out, she's calling, "Hey, Sabrina, I like your smoking cauldron." She thinks it's just normal.
Unless there's a man that's stirring the cauldron, Valerie doesn't care. Sabrina goes to comfort a whining Valerie, who asks why Sabrina had to have this stupid party in the first place.
That irked me.
And I got stuck on this line for a minute, and I think it's the line delivery. And I don't want to say, like, if it was a director choice or actor choice, I don't know whose choice it was to deliver the line this way. But I think if it had been delivered more in a tongue-in-cheek way, like with a little bit of a smile, it would have been more acceptable. But Valerie lays it as straight anger, that she is angry that Sabrina is having this party, and how dare she put Valerie in this position.
Woe is me. My name is Valerie.
Also, how does Valerie know where Sabrina's room is?
She's been over before, right?
Not upstairs. She came over, I guess, when Amanda was there, but they were downstairs.
I don't know. Sabrina just sort of left Valerie alone with Amanda. Very wise decision. So who knows where Amanda took her.
I forgot about that part. So, okay. I was so angry and upset with Valerie in this scene, and it could have been saved with maybe a different line reading. Valerie vows to be a total recluse from here on out. She can't take off the costume because her mom sewed her in. Zelda then interrupts to tell them more people have arrived without costumes. Also, it's one thing to show up at a party like wearing a costume when you're not sure other people are, but to go full duck with duck head.
You have something against ducks, Laura?
No, just I mean, like, go like, I don't know, princess. It's like something that's like a little toned down that you could like take off the tiara and then you're just wearing a dress. Like, don't go full fuzzy, full headpiece duck. Also, she could have just put the duck head back on and no one would know who was in that costume. She could have been anybody.
But then Asher wouldn't know she was there.
She could have just pretended she was Libby. That would have been the funnier solution to this problem. Harvey is still, poor Harvey. I love Harvey's side little storyline in this show. He is struggling with the horrible children that are now egging a house, and then they start egging him.
You know, they try juveniles as adults in this state now, as they run off. I didn't notice his outfit until it was egged, but I did like his outfit this episode.
I didn't notice it.
Pre-eggifying. It's a nice, like, plaid jacket, very fall colored.
Sabrina comes back down to her party to Jim Neighbors playing on the stereo and the other kids looking very confused. She zaps the stereo to play more age-appropriate music. Hilda comes out with a bowl of candy corn, and Sabrina asks her why she's trying to get them to eat it, and Hilda takes her into the kitchen as Zelda walks past with the antique rocker Sabrina's mother gave her to feed to the termites. The candy corn cauldron is overflowing. They accidentally squared the recipe instead of doubling it, and they can't zap it away. And Hilda holds up a recipe book, and it is titled, "Eat this, it will make you feel better." Valerie tries to walk into the kitchen, but they block her by Hilda yelling that Zelda is naked. Valerie tells them she must be going insane because she heard a doorbell coming from the linen closet. Hilda tries to cover by saying that's where she keeps her wind chimes, then runs upstairs to answer it. It's Halloween characters from the other realm. They start what appears to be a very long song, and it is apparently snowing in the other realm because they have snow on their jackets that like brushes off onto the floor around them. Valerie is trying to leave again, but Sabrina stops her. The doorbell rings and Sabrina shoves her into a crowd of people who start laughing at her, and Valerie deserved that. That was such a cathartic moment for me. Sabrina answers the door, and it's the quizmaster there to give her a quiz. He is unimpressed by her party that appears dead. She shoves him into the kitchen.
I was very shocked we get the Quizmaster 2 episodes in a row. Wow. And then I loved his line of, I've been to Amish quilting bees more exciting than this, or lively than this, something like that.
The quizmaster tells her to make him a pumpkin, so she turns him into a pumpkin. He is not amused. Sabrina's good at turning people into produce.
True, but also what other thing would he be meaning?
No, he said he wanted her to make him a pumpkin. So like he wanted her to make a pumpkin, not make him a pumpkin.
Oh, okay. I get it now.
He just wanted a pumpkin. She turns him back and he asks to use her bathroom as Hilda and the Halloween carolers come into the kitchen. They promise to be quiet if Hilda gave them candy corn. Valerie again tries to come into the kitchen and Sabrina stops her.
People are reading. You better do something quick.
Sabrina tells Hilda she's ending the party. She can't be a normal teenager. Sabrina looks on at her lame party when the doorbell rings again. It's Asher and the Cool Boys.
OMG.
The casting was rough this week. We could not find a single boy who looked remotely close to like 18 in this show.
Bring back the extras from last Halloween. Bring back the dancing nurse.
Yes, dancing nurse.
She would have gotten that party off.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So the Cool Boys have decided to give Sabrina's party a few minutes. Sabrina tells Valerie they have to get people to dance, but the couch giggles when they try to move it to make room. Sabrina says to leave the furniture and goes to turn on the stereo, but termites have gotten to it.
Sabrina mentions she can go find the transistor radio lying around somewhere, which, quick shout out to the transistor radio. It was invented in 1947, with the first commercial model releasing in 1954, and it paved the way to modern-day handheld electronics. So take a moment to appreciate what the transistor radio has done for our day and age.
Asher is disappointed by the lack of music. Libby has a DJ, so maybe they'll just go there. Which, then go there first, Asher. Nobody cares about you and your dumb opinions and your receding hairline. Valerie tries to get people to dance without music, but then falls through the floor. Asher notes that the hole looks like it was caused by bite marks. The furniture suddenly starts screaming about termites and moving around. Then the carolers come out of the kitchen and a river of candy corn bursts out of the dining room doors. Everyone is impressed by Sabrina's Halloween pranks. Sabrina tells Salem that no one knows this stuff is real. Salem takes this opportunity to tell the kids to accept him as their leader. Music is playing. Valerie is dancing with a caroler. Another caroler is laying on the couch after eating all the termites. Sabrina brings Harvey a warm drink while he sits recovering from trick-or-treating. I want just an episode of Harvey's trick-or-treating shenanigans.
Right.
Sabrina knows what will make this night really perfect. She zaps the dining room doors and they open on the 10,000 Maniacs playing. Everyone jams out to the music as the quizmaster comes by eating candy corn. He admits that he didn't come here to quiz her. He was lonely because his family is on the other side of the realm. Sabrina tries to be angry at him as he asks if he can go dance with the duck. Then Libby appears. She is shocked to find 10,000 Maniacs there. Asher tells Sabrina that Libby's party has been over for hours. So how long ago did Asher and his friends arrive? How long has this part of the party been going? Because it doesn't seem like it's been hours. And they were just saying that they were going to go to Libby's house. Also, how did everybody communicate all this information? Because this was pre-cell phones and texting. Were we paging this stuff to each other, kids?
Transistor radio had only led to the pager at this point, and not the cell phone.
I guess they could have had CB radios or something. Walkie-talkies. So Asher tells Sabrina that Libby's party's been over for hours because a bunch of kids egged her house, and then Harvey in the background just like sips his drink.
It was very cute.
And I'm like wondering if Harvey directed the children.
100%.
Harvey still carries a flame for Sabrina, and he egged Libby's house for her love.
Also, why would having the outside of your house egged stop a party?
I don't know why egging the outside of your house, unless your party had spilled outside onto the lawn.
And the patrons were egged.
Maybe if you had a DJ, maybe it'd be an outside event. I don't know.
I don't know. They have a full band set up in a kitchen at Sabrina's. So.
Maybe the kids were particularly aggressive and were starting to like break into the house.
Jump on them, bite ears, claw at backs. True Halloween story. Rabid children with eggs.
All right. Well, Sabrina's pleased with how the night turned out. And then we have our end tag where everyone dances as 10,000 Maniacs play Rainy Day.
The song was weird they were playing, but there was like a mention of like a hole in the floor. I was like, that's witty. Good job.
Any last thoughts on A River of Candy Corn Runs Through It, Sky?
Just wish we had Halloween every day.
I just wish we had Jenny. Jenny would have loved this party.
Oh, Jenny would have been so excited at the mere thought of candy corn before the river even came.
I'm gonna do like a little like shrine to Jenny. Well, our next episode, we've been waiting for it for a while. It's Inagata Sabrina. Sky, what is it about?
Oh, this is the one I thought was an AI title.
Yes.
At least the title's based off of the Inagata Davida.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be a weird saying of in the Garden of Eden. Inagata Davida.
Okay, sure. Whatever y'all say.
Drugs, man. Drugs.
I haven't listened to that song, but if it's a play on In the Garden of Eden, I have no clue. There will be some plants. Maybe we'll get the Quizmaster 3 times in a row.
I think you will not be disappointed in that. It is I think I have more fond memories of the whole night of TGIF. I think the episodes themselves are not necessarily fantastic. But I think I just have a very fond recollection of how it all plays out. So the Sabrina episode will be the first one that airs back in 1997. It'll be Sabrina first, and then Salem will be our connecting line through the other 3 shows. So Sky and I will watch Inagata Sabrina, and we will do a deep dive into that one like we usually do. And then we'll do a brief overview of the other 3 episodes to be released separately. So you don't need to listen to all of it if you don't care about the other TGIF shows. Given the role that Salem and Magic play in the other TGIF shows, it's a good idea to watch all of them. It'll be fun. In the meantime, you can like, share, rate, and subscribe to this podcast. You can email us at somethingwitchypod@gmail.com if you have opinions as to why you think Zelda would fight for the Confederacy in the Civil War. You can follow us on Instagram at somethingwitchypod because sometimes surveys pop up, and on TikTok at something.witchy.pod because sometimes Sky posts things.
It's true. Sometimes I get over 100 hits when I actually, post.
Hey!
Who'da thunk?
We're also very close to one of my goals for this year is to get 100 followers on our Instagram, and we are very close to it. We're like 12 away.
So throw Laura a bone.
I need to meet a goal this year. I need 12 of you to follow for at least one day, and then you can unfollow after I hit 100.
Or just mute us. Like,
Or just mute.
give us that number.
Yeah.
Don't have to see or listen to us. Well, listen to the podcast, but
You can follow us on your Finsta too, not just your public profile.
true. Peggy follows. She's a cat.
Yep. I think we have a couple cats following it. And the county of Anaheim.
On Insta, or is that just TikTok?
I think that's still just TikTok. Until next time.
Stay magical.